Thank you for listening to Limzim Podcast, the story of an introverted girl trying to find herself within a noisy world. Okay, so here we go again, another English speaking episode. And I didn't intend for this to be English actually, but I figured that I should keep my English speaking skills in check for once, and also I guess this is a little bit messy if I try to speak about this in Vietnamese. In a nutshell, I haven't felt very good recently, partly because of PMS. You know, I don't know what PMS I don't even know what PMS stand for actually. I guess it is premenstrual syndromes or something. So basically, my period is about to come in about like 1 or 2 days, I guess. And I have been feeling like shit. Also, I am suffering from another syndrome, which I call post-Lunar New Year syndrome. So post-death syndrome. So basically, I called it like that because after Tet holiday, I got so fed up being asked the same questions again and again, like what do I do and when am I going to get married and things like that. It wasn't very hard answering those questions a few years ago, but it was especially tough this that holiday because I don't even know what I'm doing. Seriously, like I'm still doing work. I'm still learning marital knowledge, preparing for my marriage, and things like that. But it feels like the things that I do is not enough. And it's not worth praising, it's not worth mentioning or talked about, respectful way, I guess. And it kept me thinking, like, why don't I go and take a master's degree course like I should be doing right now? And what about getting a real 9 to 5 job, a salary paying job, like my grandma wanted me to? Like, I don't know, like, although I detest those who think that needing to have such a job or needing to learn that kind of degree is a must for a better future. But I cannot help thinking about those options, And suddenly, in a blink of an eye, I decided that I would take a master's degree. Who knows? Like, just what am I going to study now? Like, I don't even know what I would like to do, and I know that it could be a waste of money, but it could be a really great investment, But at the same time, I don't want to have to work all my life. And I don't even know if I would like what I learned after I had finished the degree and graduated from it. Yeah. And then with the salary paying job, I'm doing a really good one right now. It's just a part-time job, and it's not like salary. I don't know. don't even know if I should record this one. I mean, it's not a salary paying job, but it's a project based job, so I would get my share after I finished all the work and the project is done. So I'm pretty sure I'll get some, but you know, what can I say with the others when they asked me about my job? Like, I cannot even describe it in a way that may gain the older generation's respect. What would I say about it? So I get really depressed about that, you know, like when I actually wanted to do something, I thought about like, okay, maybe applying for a job that I like, a job that is high paying, and a workplace that is near my house. My boyfriend even is a leader in that place, so everything is working like for me, you know. And then I researched for some master's degree also, and some of them seem to be within my financial ability. So, okay, I have hopes now. Well, I can pursue this, I can pursue that, I can, you know, like, please my grandparents' wants and needs and conform to the society's standards. But then my hopes are shattered, you know, like it turned out I couldn't even apply for that job, and I couldn't even apply for that master's degree because either of them are gonna accept me, you know. One, like my for once, for the job, my boyfriend's, if I ever sent a CV and apply for that job, my boyfriend is gonna be the one who interviews me, and if I got in, I would work under him, and it is impossible for a couple like us to work within the same team, you know. Like, it's against every company's rules. And also, if I actually apply for that master's degree, you know, I chose one, and it was an online degree, learning from an accredited university in the UK. Even if I graduated from that and I got my degree, that degree wouldn't be accepted by the current Vietnamese law. I got so fed up with all the stupid rules and stuff like that. I knew that I could do the things that I want, and I cannot help but feeling so depressed after finding out the things that I thought that I can have a chance to do turned out to be a real disappointment, you know. And then there's this thing with the cat. So months ago, my boyfriend got me a cat because at that time I was quite depressed as well. So I took him in, and he was a great source of joy for a few months until I got to give him to my grandma. My grandma lives with my dad and my younger brother. My family, I mean, my mom and my dad are separated now, so mom and dad don't live in the same house anymore. I live with mom, and dad lives with my younger brother and my grandmother. The thing is, like, after I left him there for about 8 days and then 2 months, due to my work, I realized that the cat actually likes living there with my grandma. And there are other cats to play with him also. So he is not alone when he lives there. I just let him live there for possibly like 5 months ish now, and he has grown to be a very fat fat cat, although he's only around 8 or 9 months old. And I pay him a visit every weekend. But now, because of all of my uncertainties and insecurities and stuff like that, I feel depressed again and I need him again. So I took him back to my house and try to like raise him for a few days. I just want to keep him for a few days just to make me feel better. My boyfriend, he actually suggested this idea because he saw me crying so much. I didn't know why, but like I still don't know why, but I have been crying for like dozens of times for the last week. Like something's wrong with my eyes. I don't know. Like just cried too much. I haven't been crying this much for so long. But yeah, as usual, when I took him home, Mom didn't like it because she doesn't like having cats' urine smell all in the house. Although I didn't smell anything at all. He peed in the litter box, so he didn't like urinate everywhere in the house to the point that Mom has to complain about it. And also she doesn't like the scratching and all the noises that the cat makes, and I understand why the cat meows so much all throughout the day, because I heard that kind of noise before, and he was trying to find a friend. The cat was trying to find a friend because there's only me in the house with him. Sometimes my mom's in the house, but he was all alone, There's no other cat in the house to play with him and to make friends with him. So that's just a cat's instinct. Cats gotta do that when they're alone to find their mates and their own kinds. And yeah, Mom doesn't like it. And of course I don't like cat yelling at all. It was really hard to sleep last night, but still I wanted to try, because it feels like by trying to endure this, I can prepare myself better as a mom in the future if I ever want to have kids, And so I did think about just sending him back to grandma's house, but then I tried, like I thought about what if I still try to keep him for a few days. But Mom doesn't like that idea. Like she doesn't like that idea. And yeah, I understand that if I like bring him back to grandma's house, he may be happier, he may have his mates to play with, like the other cats to play with, and he wouldn't feel alone anymore. And I care about him, and I care about Mom too. I don't want Mom to hate living in her own house. and also have to go through all the troubles because of the cat. So, okay, I agreed to bring him back to grandma's house, even though I only live with him for a day. A day is too short for anyone to recover from a slight episode of mood swing. yeah, I wouldn't dare to call it depression, because clinically this term means like a big deal, but I think for me, I just have some kind of a down mood period, and this episode will soon diminish, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened. And just a few minutes ago, we had dinner together, like all 5 of us, and we discussed the well-being of the cat. Yeah, and my family doesn't seem to realize that what I do, it's for them, not for me. They thought that I sent the cat back because I couldn't care for him, couldn't take care of him. And I gotta justify myself because that triggered me so much. I gotta justify myself, and I said, no, you know what, like, the one who hurts the most when sending the cat back is me. It's not any of you. Like, I send the cat back because I think it is the best for everyone. Not for me, but for everyone else. No, the cat needs his other cats to play with, his brothers and sisters. I'll call them that, the brother and sister. And my grandma needs him too, because he is the youngest in the house. That cat is the youngest in the house, so he is very playful, and he makes her feel better. She can take care of him also, and she feels happy when she does it. And also, my mom wants to get rid of the cat, and dad and my brother would love to have him back too. So everyone would agree to that idea, but they don't understand that I do that not because that I want to do it. I don't want to do it at all. I only do it because that's what's best for everyone else. And I had to explain it to them, because usually I only talk about this with my boyfriend. I haven't thought ever that this was such a big deal to discuss with my family until they completely misunderstood my intention and make comments about it. Then I had to speak up for myself, and I had to explain to them. I cried in the middle of the dinner, and my face was so red because I checked myself on the mirror later, and my face was flustered, and yeah, Mom didn't even understand why all of a sudden I cried like that, despite my explanation. She was so clueless about everything, and Dad had to explain that it was because I and her are living in a very big house, but she goes out all the time, so there's only me in the house, and because I do remote work, so I live in a 3-bedroom apartment, and there's only me in the house, and of course I get lonely, and that's why I need a cat. And yeah, now that everyone understands that, they encourage me to have another cat. They encourage me to bring the other cats to here, the other cats here to play with him, and so that I can live with like 2 or 3 cats, or maybe I can buy a dog or something. But I understand that it's not my choice anymore. It depends on my mom, because this is her house. This is not my house. So my best bet is that when I live alone and I live together with my husband in the future, then I would get a home of my own, and I'll do whatever I like. I will have my cats as I want it. And yeah, that's all that I want to tell you today. I don't know if you ever pick up anything about it. Actually, it's not something that means a lot to your life or anything. You may think that you have wasted how much 22 minutes listening to me already. But as I said before, I see this podcast as my diary. It's a voice diary, and now I really need a little comfort. And by doing this, I guess I can like pat myself on the back, and it feels like when this gets released and heard by my friends, that they would understand me too. And there are so many other things that stress me out these days. They are just little things, but they're coming near. There's a project needs to be finished soon. There's a course that needs to, there's a course and a test actually. There's a test that I need to do soon, and there's an IELTS test that my student is going to take very soon, and I don't know what the scores will become, because I'm not 100% confident in his ability to get his desired band score. And everything else, I guess. So I understand that this is just a phase of my life, but first it got to the point where I actually had a thought of jumping down a bridge and swim on the river, just to it's not a suicidal thought actually, it's just a jumping down the bridge and swim back to the land thought. But it means something, and also it got to the point of being 27. This is the year when many of the well-known figures took their life, and so I fear that for myself as well. It doesn't mean that I would suffer the same situation, but it's something to look out for. I gotta keep my psychological health in check, and probably this would mean something when I look back later. I tell myself that, well, I will go through this so that I can take it as some experience to pass on to other people and to help others when they go through the same situation that I am going through right now. And yeah, that's it. Maybe I cannot do any like great work right now, but that's what I am gonna be able to do if I just trying to push through this, you know. And yeah, and now I feel a little bit better. I hope you're going to still support me and still listen to me. And I'm sorry if I have impart on you some kind of negative effects, negative emotions. I don't intend to turn your good day into a bad day. I just want to share it with you because I guess sometimes being a little bit negative would help others feel more positive about themselves. I don't know if that's the case with you, but that's the case with me. So I hope that you like this episode. And I'll see you next time. Sorry for all the sounds. My mom's washing dishes out there. I'll see you later.